Hey, Frank. It's time for another edition of the Cigar with Frank Cannon. You ready?
Yes.
Well, tell us, what are you smoking today?
This is a Paul Garmarian cigar. It's a local Virginia cigar company, and it is an excellent smoke.
Well, that's great. Hey, listen, what's on everyone's mind this week is, of course, the CNN poll is showing that Trump is pulling out ahead, not only nationally, but he's ahead in Iowa, he's ahead in New Hampshire. Could he really be the nominee?
Of course he can. The idea that somehow you can direct the voters and tell them what it is that you want to happen is a complete fallacy. The voters are looking for somebody who can correct the problems in the country, and Trump is somebody who says those problems are real and I have a solution. The biggest news is the strong positive negatives that Trump is getting both in the states and nationally, even after people expected him to be affected by the debate performance and the controversies with Megyn Kelly. His numbers are near 60% positive nationally, and that means that he has continued upside.
So around here, we refer to that as the Frank Cannon metric, which is the gap between the favorable and the unfavorables. And originally, Trump came into the race with very high, much more unfavorables across the board. And now again, in the latest CNN poll, it's showing that among Republicans, it's still true among Democrats and independents, but among Republicans, he's now around 2-to-1 more favorable than unfavorable.
Yeah, it's a higher number than almost any of the other candidates. And again, I think it's his combativeness. People are looking for a leader, and they assume that a leader is going to get into controversy, but that the leader is going to tell people the way that it is. So I think the controversies, in a strange way, have helped establish Trump as the honesty brand and the leadership brand. And I think it's confounding people like myself who sometimes, see things through the conventional lens, that having a dust-up with the Fox News anchor might not be a positive, but it's turning out to be the exact opposite.
Well, if you were a betting man, and I know you are, and you had to pick one candidate who will emerge as the contender, the one most likely to beat Trump, who would you pick?
That's a really, really difficult question. I think that in the sequence of primaries, you have to ask yourself, who is the most likely to win Iowa and who is the most likely to win New Hampshire? I think statistically it probably remains Bush with his money that is a slight favorite to be the alternative. But compared to what the expectation is, I think that somebody like a Senator Cruz can emerge in Iowa and be a potentially strong candidate if Christian conservatives and Tea Party members see him as a viable alternative. And I think John Kasich has been very smart. He's the one guy who spent his money strategically in the state, and specifically the state of New Hampshire, where he has a strong chance of winning.